Reading 100 books a year is not actually reading, it's just consuming.
This is not the video that I intended to put out today, but it is so important that we discuss this because I think this take is so dangerous. Sometimes on social media, we forget that the lifestyle that we have isn't the same as other people. Let me illustrate. For example, I am a full time registered nurse, and the kinds of shifts that I work are from 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m., so it's quite long. And it takes me about an hour and a half to get to and from work, and that's one way. So if I read all the way to work, that's maybe an hour. Then I read on my break, that's another hour. Then I read on the way home from work, that's a third hour. And guess what? I work 4 12-hour shifts in a row. So 4 times 3 is 12. And then when I'm done my 12-hour shifts, I have a block of days off. But that's not the only thing that I struggle with. I'm also a mom. I have a 3-year-old, and I also am in a master's program, which requires me to read tons and tons of academic literature. And yet, my current reading score, I don't know, the number of books that I've read since the beginning of the year is at about 48. So if you multiply that by two, since June isn't quite over, that's what, 96 books for the year. That isn't even me trying, because if I tried, I could read more, but I spend time with my husband. I obviously spend time with my child. I do my schoolwork. I work. So reading 100 books a year is not an unachievable goal if you just don't scroll on your phone, if you just do the hobby of reading instead of doing other things. Instead of criticizing people who read a lot of books, why don't you find a way to encourage people that aren't reading at all, attract them to the hobby of reading so that they can read a few books? I saw a video of yours that you said that if you read one book a month, you're doing something amazing. Stick to that. Anyway, my goal with this video wasn't to brag about how many books that I'm reading a year. It's more so to show you that even with a busy lifestyle, you can still read plenty of books, even if your goal is just to read 10 books a year. Because the main problem here is not whether or not you're consuming the book, whether or not you're enjoying the book. I read for fun. The main problem here is prioritization of reading over other things. And those of us that know how to prioritize reading are reading more books. That's the simple answer. Now, no beef. Please, no beef. We don't follow each other. Please just be civil. Otherwise, go read something.